and heroes. Gonna tell you about pros and heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books, costumes,
facts, boots,
and other stuff.
In this week's issue,
Robin, Year One. Welcome into Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach, joined as always by the man wonder himself, Mr. Mike.
they wonder.
I
make them wonder.
Well, you make them wonder?
Yeah.
With your manliness?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
It's like, I wonder how he got that way.
how he got maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Could be.
Yeah. No. We talked about it a little bit on the Peacemaker episode that you watched last week, but we are starting a series on Robin, much to Mike's liking. I know he's been looking for it too much. I don't know if I can do this real quick.
Robin Thicke?
Yeah, exactly. Robin Thicke. No, I'm going to see. I should be able to do this. If I take myself out. No,
Robin Roberts?
let me do the other one. There we go. Oh, you can't see it. I was trying to show Mike by himself. There's a Robin building a nest back behind him.
There is a Robin building a nest on the TV.
We
Yeah.
were trying to be in theme. But anyway, just know it's there in spirit. No, but we are doing.
Just like Robin. It's there in spirit.
It's there in spirit. We decided there's a couple characters that I have taken on. Well, this one more recently in the history of the show of trying to find ways to see if we can make Mike like them. We'll get to Aquaman at some point in time. I think, honestly, Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner and just us covering Guy Gardner helped the Green Lantern.
That helped a lot. Yeah, helped a lot.
Another character that Mike has never liked since we've been doing the show in the 4+ years now is Robin, which is Batman's sidekick. Yeah. So I thought that I could go through.
He's just useless.
And focus.
That's the issue. He's just useless.
On a good Robin story, or at least a famous, Robin story from each of the main Robins. Now, they can't be if we wanted to do a Dick Grayson story, it can't be a Nightwing story.
No.
It had to be Robin. So I have to make sure
Robin.
they're Robin while they're going on. And I found a list of books that we're going to cover. And we're also going to try to do it in chronological
order. You don't look at a
order.
flamingo and go, oh, that's a Robin too.
Well, I get that. Fine. Fair enough. But also, we are excluding Stephanie Brown from the list. I know that she was Robin for a span of a month, maybe, in comics.
A month?
I think it was that.
Really?
Maybe it was a couple weeks.
Okay.
But she was I think Checkmate was her name before that. And
Checkmate.
then she became Batgirl later on at some point in time. It's just very, there's a lot to that character. And I don't think we'd be able to cover it all before we got into it to give the history of there. Where I think these standalone stories, maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, we're focusing on, and it makes us kind of look sexist, I guess, by doing that. But because Carrie Kelly's an Elseworld Batman, so we're not or an Elseworld Robin, so we're not covering her, but we're covering 4 main Robins, and we're going to go in chronological order. And the 4 of them are Dick Grayson, the original Robin. Then we'll do Jason Todd. Again, as Robin, not as Red Hood. I know a lot of people love him as Red Hood, but we'll talk about that a little bit. Then we have Tim Drake. And last but not least, we have Damian Wayne. And those
Elon
are
Musk.
4 Robins. No, Elon never.
Damian Drake.
Damian Wayne.
It's
Bruce's son.
Damian Drake Wayne.
I think we're going to get, that's the Robin we might getting in the DCU if we get one, at least animated wise in the Elseworld one. I think
because of the bold and the
brave and the bold,
beautiful or whatever.
The bold and the beautiful.
It sounds like
one of my grandma's stories.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds like a soap opera.
Okay, comic little history here. The Brave and the Bold wasn't always like a Batman, Superman story book. It started off
storybook.
Comic. Sorry, storybook. It started off where it would tell other stories. I'm pretty sure Metamorpho when we covered was in the Brave and the Bold.
Okay.
They just told different stories, and then eventually it turned into kind of like the same thing with World's Finest. I don't think World's Finest essentially, exclusively started off as just Batman and Superman together.
Oh, that's true.
But so we are getting it all started with Dick Grayson, who's the original first Robin. And so what we have today is a story that's focusing a good story where we're going to try to make Mike care a little bit more about the character. And then just as a palate cleanser for him on Wednesday, we're going to tell a very ridiculous Robin story. Just to cleanse himself of this so he's still able to make fun of it.
You're going to want all those words back on your deathbed where you said we're going to tell a ridiculous story about Robin because they're all ridiculous.
We'll see about that.
Okay.
What we're going to get into with our first one here for Dick Grayson is going to be Robin Year One. Now, this is a comic that came out.
It's cool looking.
It is. I love the art of this. It's 4 issues.
Take that guy right off the front there. It'd look really nice.
It's 4 issues here. And so we're going to cover all 4 of it too. There were larger, like 52-page issues. So it's a bigger story. What is that?
Is this like an Alice in Wonderland thing?
The issue 1 is, I'll explain. Each book is different. So it's the villain they're dealing with. Mad Hatter's the villain in the first one.
Okay. All right.
So, and what this does is, just like a lot of the year ones, it tells the story essentially of like around the first year of Dick being Robin,
Dick
is what it takes place. Dick being Dick.
That's just Dick being Dick.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Give credit where credit's due here. The writers of this story, Chuck Dixon and Scott Beatty.
Dick.
Pencilers, Javier Pulido and Marcos Martín. Inker is Robert Campanella. Letterer is Sean Knott. I hope I said that. It's Knot.
Knott Dick.
And the colorist is Lee Lowridge. This came out 2001.
Okay.
I think the collected one, I feel like I'm saying a lot. Then I just say it there. The collected edition, or all of it together, here in 2001, but I'm pretty sure it started in 2000. I'm not going to talk your ear off too much.
And it's what, 4?
It's 4 issues here. And
Okay.
I've gone through, it's not the whole, we're not going to go through and have every single page. I've kind of gone through and just collected enough pages to be able to tell the story of this. So we'll skip around. You won't see everything. You'll see like a string of some for that story beat, and then it might skip. But to tell the whole story.
Okay.
Let me make it full.
Go, Robin, go.
Go, Robin, go, as we get into Robin year 1. And our whole story starts, and it's going to kind of come back around to it. So it's why I just included this page of Mr. Minetti, who was talking about, he's just very disgruntled that he was captured by a kid. We see that he's telling this other man on another side of the glass, who we come to find out is an associate of Harvey Dent's, or Two-Face in this.
Okay.
But this is kind of the first rumblings we have of like, and I should also say this is okay. We have covered Long Halloween on here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure we have.
Yeah.
There is a sequel by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sell called Dark Victory that follows that retells kind of the origin of Robin and stuff too. This is meant to take place after that. So just for all the very comic book nerds, like it is kind of stringing off of, I think, Dark Victory, and maybe the Gauntlet comes before this, and then you dive into this. But story-wise, so that's why maybe some of this like makes sense. But it also works here as a standalone story for us too.
Okay.
Just getting that in.
Okay.
There. We find out then they're just trying to get some more information of how he got pinched in the first place and how he ended up in jail.
Pinched.
I thought that was a good word to use there.
Nicked.
And so he finds out that there's a kid now fighting with Batman. He has a partner in Robin. We're then introduced where Robin and Batman stop these bad guys kind of breaking into a trucking yard, I guess is the best way to do it. And it just kind of showcases Robin's skill to show that
Batman, I like big trucks.
he hasn't even said anything yet. You're just using all the old stories for this. Anyway, and it's just kind of showcasing his skill there as they're able to stop them.
He's a juggler.
He is.
Well, apparently.
With batarangs.
Okay.
A big kind of underlying tone through this, or part of this story that
put some pants on, kid,
is a really good point though, is a lot of people, specifically Alfred and Commissioner Gordon, question the fact that Bruce kind of has a kid for a partner.
Well, there you go. They're the smart ones.
So Alfred this whole time is like, I worry, like, Master Grayson is kind of like, or I think he calls him Master Richard, is kind of like dove in with both feet of, wanting to follow in Bruce's, kind of this whole charge that he's on to like, fight against crime. And, he's taking on the battle that Batman has. And Alfred worries if this is kind of corrupting his youth in a way. Like he's not able to be a kid. He's taking this on. He thinks this is what he wants, but maybe it's not what he really does. Like there's a moment there.
Kids change their mind.
Exactly. Where he asks him like, are you happy, Dick? And he's like, yeah, well, do I not look happy? And he's just like, no, just making sure. Like
you look like a happy Dick.
You look, but he's just concerned about that. Maybe, he's trying to be kind of too much of an adult and take too much of this on.
Yeah.
Our bad guy for the first issue.
Does this have anything to do with him being a ward?
No.
Okay.
Nothing comes up with
They don't ever mention the ward part of it.
I think in Dark Victory he gets adopted, so he's like already a ward here.
Okay.
Right? Isn't that?
I thought a ward was like when you have to go stay with somebody.
I thought that's when you do something really well and
because of the state. No, that's an
award.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I think a ward is like you're placed with somebody to stay until you either age out or move on to another place.
I got you. No, Batman full on adopts him, from my understanding.
Okay.
But Jarvis Tetch, or the Mad Hatter, is our main villain, and we find out that he is creating these kind of like dolls. They're human dolls, but we'll come to find out they are controlled by his voice for a client that is a South American president.
The Elon references never stop.
No. It's like a South American like general, which kind of ties into our Peacemaker episode of problems in South America.
Yeah.
But
Central South America, and then what we said, or Central America.
It was just South America, but we couldn't figure out where the border was.
Yeah.
But all the girls that he's kidnapping, he's obviously, as he is the Mad Hatter, he's making them all look like Alice.
Sure.
But they have the headphones on, and he's just kind of brainwashing them. The South American general that he's making them all for, he's supposed to make 10 girls. He has 8, so he needs 2 more. So we see him like out trying to just recruit, more girls as they walk on the street. Like, hey, free products while supplies last. Just try these out.
So he's giving them free headphones.
He's giving them free headphones.
Okay.
And the ones that it worked for, eventually, they just kind of disappear. Yeah. And
this seems illegal.
I think it is.
Oh, okay.
For the most part.
All right.
This does draw the ire of Gotham PD, who realize that we have 9 girls now missing. Like no
ransom. Any headphones.
Yeah. No. There's no reports of, or no ransoms left.
Yeah.
Not necessarily kidnappings.
Just gone without a trace.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
And Gordon's we're trying to figure out and find a lead before this becomes public, and we can know where to go, because all bets are off after that.
Sure.
And he hands Gordon, Batman and Robin going to meet him together, and Gordon hands Batman.
Look how small he is.
He is. Well,
he's a teeny tiny little boy.
He's only a teenager in this, 12, 13.
He's even short for that.
And so Gordon gives Batman the picture of the girls, and then Batman gives them to Robin, just show them too. And Robin,
are they all just standing in a line where
just
you hand it to him, then he hands it to him? Is that
kind of? They're just all huddled around each other outside.
Doctor.
And he goes and he hands them back to Gordon, and he goes, "Don't worry, sir, we're on it." And the next, I don't have.
Don't worry, sir, we're on it.
Well, Batman goes, "We're on it," and he's like, "I had to say something. I could just stay there." Batman kind of questions him for it. It's funny, but
he just looks at pictures and goes, "Oh, she's pretty."
Well, they come to find out that one of the girls Robin knows from school. Robin goes to a public school. Batman tried to get him to go to private school, but Robin is like, no, I like actually hanging out with kids and having somewhat of a life.
Plus, I'd have to learn how to get there.
Yeah,
I'd have to tell people my name.
You want Alfred to teach me at home. I'd rather get out of the mansion every now and then. But he kind of uses his.
You don't have anything I like for lunch there.
Alfred never cuts the crust off.
Alfred.
But Batman kind of tells him, well, use what you can to get some clues then to figure out what you can. And so he purposely makes up a reason to go to the principal's office, because he sees the cops are there questioning her friend. He leans over and gets all this information and uses it to kind of call Alfred and tell him, hey, I need you to come pick me up. I got a lead. I think I know what's going on, because he follows the girl.
All of this is shady and illegal. Even him overhearing what the cops are saying.
Yeah, no, it all is. But that's how you work within the lines, Mike.
Okay.
I've watched plenty of TV shows where they do this.
I don't know that's
Sherlock.
I don't know it's real, though.
Elementary. Yeah, none of them. This isn't either, though.
Oh, okay.
This is a teenage.
That was my mistake.
This is a teenage boy fighting crime.
It's a teenage boy with no pants fighting crime, yeah.
But because he passes on the street, Tetch handing out headphones again as he hands out his last ones. And Rama goes, "Oh, can I get a pair? I just missed some."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, don't worry. We'll come back tomorrow," just to kind of throw him off. Yeah. And so Robin follows the truck and loses it. And that's where he calls Alfred and he goes, I have a hunch. I think that they're using radio waves with the headphones here to cause something.
Robin's I bet Robin gets picked on a lot at school.
He's actually, people like him.
Really?
He's very popular at school.
I don't see it.
The girls, one of the ones that was abducted,
the
friend of the one that was abducted, kind of has a crush on him.
That's what happens when you have a crush on Robin. You get abducted.
Yeah. Anyway, Robin figures out that he's using, his voice to control these girls. Right. And he's able to use a radio to kind of pinpoint where the broadcast is coming from.
Oh, that's good.
And instead of Bruce has a gala that he's attending to, a cruise. So he's not there. So Alfred's like, should I tell Bruce what's going on? And he's like, no, let me figure this out first. I don't want to just run down a lead and there not be anything there and then tell him. So let me run it down. And he does discover that the radio equipment is there, but the Mad Hatter isn't. Instead, his crony or his sidekick, his henchman is. And a fight ensues between the two, and Robin is able to like string up the henchman there and leave him.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Tell me where to find him." And he's like, "Oh, why would I? Or, why should I tell you?" And he's like, "Because if you don't, I might just leave you here till your head pops," is what he kind of tells him as Robin threatens and holds him there. He does find out where he is, and then he takes the Wayne.
Plus, I don't know how to undo that knot.
That's true.
That's what he said.
He finds out that all the girls are being kept at the cruise. Then, funny enough, that Bruce is on.
Right.
So he takes a Wayne Tech Sea-Doo because
Wayne Tech Sea-Doo.
I'm assuming that's what else would the WT be on there? I don't understand what the V
it's got to
is.
be WT. I mean, it's got to be Wayne Tech.
It got to be WT.
It's got to be WT.
That's their slogan.
When you're looking for fun, it's got to be WT. Hi, I'm Robin.
I do just want to point out, you see like these little like journal entries there.
Yeah.
So that's Alfred talking the whole time, like he's keeping a journal. That is some of the toughest lettering that I've ever tried. Like I'm usually pretty good, reading. It's just so smushed. Robin essentially though goes through and thwarts the Mad Hatter on the cruise that Batman's on by himself.
Okay.
So
these must be bad criminals.
No, Robin's just that good in this.
Okay.
That's the thing I'm telling you.
I don't think so.
Well, honestly though, it's Robin versus 8 girls in headphones. If I'm
That's
being honest,
true.
too.
And they don't even want to be there ultimately.
Well, they just have the headphones on. Like once he knocks,
he's got to beat a guy in a big hat.
It's always in the hat. Like that's how he controls people. So once Robin knocks the hat off, then the girls don't.
Is that all it is? It's in the hat?
Usually it's in the hat. Yeah.
EA Sports. It's in the hat.
It's in the and so the Mad Hatter is kind of arrested. This one I just kind of skimmed over a bit because it's just introducing the whole kind of setup here to show what.
It's not good when the guy who's giving me all the information goes, "Yeah, I just kind of skimmed over this one too." I mean, it's Robin.
No, there's more that goes into it.
Okay.
I'm just saying, to me, this was more of it's setting the example. It's setting up the story to show you that Robin can hold his own. Like he was able to hunt this down.
I want to see him fight Bane.
Well, so that's kind of part of what we're getting into.
Okay.
Not Bane, but he's able to hunt him down. He's able to hold his own. He's able to spoil this whole plan without Batman.
I'm just sitting here thinking like Mad Hatter, Joker. You know what I mean? Like that's two very different things.
That we're gonna get into this a little bit.
Mad Hatter seems like an electric company bad guy.
A little bit. So Bruce is pissed, obviously, right? Because he told stay at home. I'm going to this thing.
Yeah.
And then to find out it's all been broken up, and he sees him on the ship, and that's where he's like, "We're going to talk about this when I get."
That
home.
is honestly my biggest problem with Robin. Honestly, I think he takes away from Batman. Because Batman ends up spending so much time worrying about where Robin is and what he's doing.
So this is a very good job of pointing out that Robin also adds a little bit of humanity to Batman. The whole time, and we'll see this more, is that at least Alfred, when he's writing and talking about Dick, he at least says that Bruce's demeanor, while he's still very cold, he's at least open a bit more. Like I see him smile a bit more. He's not as rigid and rough and that. And so Bruce shows up, and Alfred, before he can say anything, he's like, "Are you a part of this, Alfred?" And Alfred's like, "I was a willing participant. I drove him around to where he needed to go for all this."
Right.
And so Bruce is like, "Well, then you're just as much to blame as Dick is for this." And Alfred goes, "Yeah, nope, you're right. I'll share in the blame for this, for thwarting an evil scheme, breaking up a kidnapping ring, and rescuing some innocent children from God knows what calamity. Feel free to heap your scorn upon me too, sir." And he goes, "But the boy sought only to prove his worth to you and to justify your confidence in him. To treat him as though he had somehow done wrong would be a grave error." And I do love as Bruce kind of sits there for a minute and he goes, "How does it feel to always be right, Alfred?" And Alfred replies, "I strain under the burden, sir." But so Bruce kind of realizes, okay, I get what you're saying. And so that Dick is ready when Bruce comes down. He's like, "This is the point where you yell at me?"
Kids, Dick is ready. Kids, come on in.
But instead, Bruce just kind of "No, you did good work. This is the part where I say, well done." And what he goes, "Oh, you did the spade work. You put the clues together. And when the crunch was on and I was unavailable, you acted on your own. I'm proud of you, Robin."
Sure.
And so we end the first part of seeing he's kind of coming into his own. Issue 2, though, is where our story kind of picks up a bit more. There's a whole kind of, if there were a montage put together of this,
Yeah.
this issue opens up with like Batman and Robin kind of knocking out some of the lower tier criminals in Gotham.
Okay.
We focus on them here with Mothman. But there is,
I didn't know they fought Mothman.
Yeah.
Huh.
Different Mothman.
Oh.
Like Robin ends up saving him because he tries to jump off a bridge and his thing malfunctions. It's like Robin has to save the guy from killing himself, essentially.
Yeah.
But we also then get to see that where is it? Clue Master, Mad Hatter, Firefly, Killer Moth, not Mothman, sorry. Killer Moth is his name.
Killer Moth.
Like they're all like one after the other being taken out.
Yeah.
And he's like, the papers say what does he tell them? Oh, the papers don't say it, but it's the bat and that brat of his. And you see the coin.
The bat and the brat.
Yeah. And they're like, but two of them. And then twice the threat, the Gilhooey twins that are there.
Excuse me?
That's the Gilhooey, I believe.
Gilhooey.
It'll come up again.
Gilhooey twins.
Gilhooey twins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love them on Always Sunny.
But Two-Face, we kind of find out he's like, he blames Batman for what has happened to him, for what he considers the death of Harvey Dent.
Right.
And he blames more people, but he mainly blames like Batman's one of the main people.
Yeah.
So he decides that he's going to make him suffer just the same way that, Batman did him. So he's going to take out, he doesn't know if it's his son or who it is, but he's going to take out the kid that he's with.
Okay.
For him to feel that same
solid
pain.
Plan.
Yep. For him to feel that same pain. Two-Face is a psychopath in this.
Yeah.
And I think like obviously
Two-Face is pretty much a psychopath in everything, right?
Yeah. I would say so. We get to see Robin fighting, I can't remember this guy's name, not Demolition. It's not Blockbuster. I don't know. It just showcases
Blockbuster.
I can't remember.
God, I wish his name was Blockbuster.
Like the video store.
Uh-huh.
Robin goes on a date. It's just showcasing Robin's skills more. Robin goes on a date with the girl who had a crush on him, the friend. And while they're out and he tells her he likes her hair and she says thanks and they go in for a kiss. It's the bat signal. And he's got it. Sorry, something just came up. It's not you, it's me, I promise, but I'll call you tomorrow. And so he leaves and he changes. And I love this because Alfred looks at him kind of like, you're supposed to be a kid out enjoying this date. And he's just like, it's okay, Alfred. This is what I'm here for, as he's like changing in the back into his Robin stuff. And Alfred's like, okay. Like, I feel like there's a sense of he's like, I dropped you off for this.
It's so much faster since I don't have to wear pants.
It is, but it's like I dropped you off to be a kid and to go on this date, and you see this and you feel like it's your duty now to like join him.
Well, I mean, he's part of the dynamic duo. I mean, that's just the way it is.
He is part of the dynamic duo, but again, I think it's Alfred questioning that Robin's still a kid.
Sure.
Robin shows up then a little late because he sees it, but Batman is already talking to Commissioner Gordon and tells him like, sorry, I'm late. What did I miss? And we find out that Judge Lawrence has been abducted.
Not Judge Lawrence.
Judge Lawrence, we'll come to find out, is the judge.
Joey Lawrence?
No, who was the judge in court when Two-Face or when Harvey Dent gets the acid to the face.
Oh, gotcha.
But so they're sitting there talking, and Robin's like, oh, it's got to be Two-Face. All right, well, this is what we've been waiting for. Like all these we've been waiting for a big guy. Let's do this. And Gordon looks at Batman and goes, can I speak to you alone? Like, it's a very good point. Like, we've talked about this. And Gordon pulls Batman over to the side, and he's like, God knows I don't ask you many questions. I've never wanted some of the answers to some of them, honestly. But what's with the boy is what he just flat out asks him. And Batman's like, what do you mean? And Commissioner tells him, like, I'm confused. Like, you vowed to protect the innocent, and yet you have an adolescent tagging along with you. I thought maybe, you had him like as an assignment for one case, but it's been months now and he keeps coming back.
He's an intern.
Yeah, he's like, I don't get it. Is he your son? And Batman tells him like, no, he's my partner. He's proven he's capable. And then Commissioner Gordon brings up the point that you've brought up now. And he goes, this is Harvey Dent we're talking about. And Batman goes, no, he can handle it. And Gordon goes, and I love this because Gordon says just a badass line to Batman as he looks at him and he goes, it's your call. It's always your call. But if any harm comes to him, God help me, I will drop on you from a great height. And he just kind of turns and walks away.
Wow.
Like, if anything happens to that kid, it's on you.
Yeah.
So as they go to leave, the words kind of resonate with Batman.
Robin has no pupils.
Yeah. And so he tells them of like, Batman tells Robin he has a very deep hatred for me. Like he feels that I've betrayed him as Batman. And so he has this twisted vendetta. And so he's going to do whatever he can do to get to me.
Right.
And Robin's like, yeah, no, he's just another psycho with a gimmick. And he's like, no, that's where you're wrong. Like his obsession and dualities.
That's a completely different guy.
Yeah. It's not a gimmick like this. He's mad.
Yeah.
You can't psych this man. Don't even try it.
Not a guy with a big hat.
Exactly. And he goes, I'm thinking of you sitting this one out. And that's where Robin's like, no. And Batman tells him, no, that's an order. Like if Robin goes, I heard you tell Gordon we're partners. And Batman says, we are. So I'm asking you to stand down and I'll let you think about it. And he just leaves, and he leaves Robin there on the roof. We get like a fake court case of Harvey and his attorney as Two-Face, but still trying the judge. But there is no like jury there. It's people just in costume. Like it's just his henchmen as the rest of it. So it's just
I see.
It's just like a whole fake like setup, but it's him just like, how do you plead? And he's like, and he's like, he pleads guilty. And so he then tells his story of how like that judge was the judge in court the day Harvey got the acid to the face. Like, why did he even give Maroney an appeal? Like they had triple checked all the evidence. There was no reason for him to even be there.
Right.
Like, because he couldn't accept the system for how, he was crooked for letting him have it, or he, they had everything in a bow. Why was the pill even had if it wasn't even given that day when it happened? He wouldn't have been
sure
acid to the face. And so he tells him like Judge Lawrence Watkins allowed a moment of weakness and indecision destroy a good man's life. And he's like, I don't know what Maroney had planned. Harvey, I beg you, like stop this. And he's like, Harvey's dead. You killed him. As he turns back, like he's turning into the other piece.
Yeah.
He asks the jury how they find him, and the jury, of course, finds him guilty. Batman then notices he like uses some research to find a bunch of things in twos. Like two of this. The big thing was there were twins born to some like famous person or somebody in Gotham. Just things of twos to try to, get. He's trying to find where he thinks Two-Face might strike. And it comes to find out.
Oh, I see. I wasn't following the two thing.
Sorry, yeah. So he goes where the twins were born at the hospital, and Two-Face is on top of the roof holding both babies as he shows up. And Two-Face is like, there we go. I was hoping something like this would draw you out. It's our guest of honor. And he has them, and he's telling Batman how he's about to drop one and one of the kids. And Robin then jumps in and is like, no, don't do it, because he's been following Batman without Batman knowing. And he's like, all right, we'll see how much a baby bounces. Like he was waiting. Two-Face was waiting for Robin to show up. As he drops one of the babies. Robin dives to save it, and Two-Face throws the other one that Batman dives for. As Robin goes to save it, we realize it's not a real baby, and he gets gassed.
Uh-oh.
And Batman, as he catches the other baby, we realize that the woman and man who are supposed to be the parents up there are actually his henchmen. And Batman noticed the same thing, and he gets clubbed in the back of the head, and he's down. So they've attacked them all. When Robin comes to, Two-Face has Batman and the judge up on the gallows, like ready to be hung. And he tells them, all right, this is, what I love, 2 for the price of 1. But do you want to play a game while we're at it? And Batman tells Robin, don't do it. Like, don't mess with him. And he goes, come on. I get to kill, or he goes, their fates are sealed. Of course, there's a few side bets if you want to. And that's where Batman tells him no. And all of a sudden, he goes, the odds are 50-50 stakes, kid. Come on. Why don't you try something? After he gets Batman to shut up.
Right.
And Robin goes, oh, okay, let's go. Who dies first? Scarred face, it's Batman. Clean face, it's the judge, is what Robin tells Two-Face. And Two-Face loves that. He's like, all right, I'll take you up on that. And he flips it, and it's the clean face. And so Robin goes, okay, so it's the judge first. How about best 2 out of 3 then? And that piques Two-Face. And he's like, okay.
Two-Face loves this.
What's the bet then? And Robin tells him, clean side up, the judge doesn't hang. Two-Face thinks about it, and he's like, your call, brat. And he flips it, and it lands, and it's the clean side up.
Uh-oh.
And he's like, oh, once you know. So the judge isn't going to hang. And that's what he says. The kid's a winner. The judge doesn't hang. But he might have wished he had, as they cut the rope And they open the under part of the gallows still, and it's just down into water below there.
Right.
And he's tied up, so he's essentially drowning
he's dead.
down there.
Sure.
Yeah. And that's Robin's like, but the coin toss, like he's yelling at him, and Two-Face goes, you got to be careful of the terms you place on a bet, kid. Like you got to be real specific. Like
Devil's
Batman,
in the details.
like Batman told him, don't.
Yep.
Yeah. And he goes, otherwise you find yourself in over your head. And then after that, he just kind of goes over to it and he goes, now I'm going to kill both of you. Like I had some fun with the judge, but now I'm going to take out both of you. And he commences to just kind of kicking and punching and beating up Robin as he's tied up still right in front of Batman.
Thank God somebody is.
Yeah.
Beating up Robin, I mean.
He goes, the kid can take a hit is what he says. And he goes, oh, that's good. There's more coming. I will tell you right now, Mike, I didn't realize this. There's going to be a connection of Robin's getting beat up in multiple of these stories.
Oh, fantastic.
Like pretty badly.
Now I'm looking forward to it.
For the Jason Todd one for sure. I think people might know what we're going to get to there. That one's not necessarily the best story. It's just like it's a very famous story.
Yeah, sure.
I'll have to get that. But he goes, you see, Harvey Dent was one of the good guys. This is what Two-Face is telling him while he's beating him up. Being good in this town means you need guts. You got to be tough. You got to do things that aren't in the law books. The Bat didn't have the stomach for it. He punked out on Harvey. The great outlaw protector of Gotham hid behind Lady Justice's skirt. But she's blind for a reason, Bat, because she doesn't see what needs to be done in her name as he's sitting there just pummeling into him. Then his assistant goes and grabs a baseball bat and gives it to Two-Face as he kind of just pulls Robin up by his head.
Oh, wow.
And he tells him, I wanted you to understand all that, like what I told you before it's all over. I wanted you to know it wasn't me that killed you. It was the bats, them, but essentially for not doing anything.
Yeah, sure.
And we get they don't show it, obviously, thankfully, because I assume in this case you don't need to see it, but you get a whomp, thump of just like the sound of baseball bat just hitting.
Yeah.
And we see like the grimace on Batman's face of having to watch, but he's trying to get out of the ropes. He has like some form of like vial of acid or something that he's like trying to break through the ropes. And Two-Face has worked up a sweat from how much he's done. And he's like wiping his face. And he's like, oh, that's thirsty work. But one good shot to the skull should finish it. And you see just an outline of Robin there, except just the green of his cape.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very well done. And I love this of Batman finally breaking free and like jumping over Two-Face to kind of like stop him from the final blow.
Yeah.
And he's able to like knock out Two-Face and take the goons out. But Robin's there just a crumpled mess, and he's running him out of there. And he's like telling him like, I'm here, partner. I'm here. As he takes him to Alfred, and he's like, Alfred, he's dying. And so that's where book 2 ends, of where Two-Face has beaten, like you said, it's a different beast.
Yeah.
He's beaten him to a pulp.
Yeah.
Issue 3, the cops have arrested Two-Face. And he just tells Gordon flat out, let me make this real easy for you, Gordon. The boy's dead. And Gordon's like, what do you mean the boy? And he's like, Robin. Like, I killed Robin. And he's like, so like just happy about this, right? Gordon flips on the light to get Batman because he suspects the worst, obviously. Then he told him like if something happened with this kid, it was going to be on him. Well,
sure.
Now he has a baseball bat like covered in blood, and Two-Face told him that he killed him. Bruce sees the bat signal up, and we notice that he's driving, and he asks Alfred how he's doing. And we see in the back, they're in some sort of van, and Alfred is trying to patch Dick back together, trying to, heal him or like, fix his
just
wounds.
keep him together.
But tells him like, we need to go to a hospital. Like,
Yeah.
I can't do this here.
Yeah.
And Bruce tells him we're not going to a hospital. And he takes him to the free clinic down in Gotham with Leslie Tompkins, who he knows, who I think Leslie Tompkins appears in Dark Victory too, or maybe
Okay.
in Long Halloween. But
Who is Leslie?
So she's a doctor there in
Oh,
Gotham,
okay.
and
Okay.
she runs this free clinic, but she also knows that Bruce is Batman. Like she's helped like patch him up before.
Okay.
So he doesn't want like the questions of hospitals. So he's going to, call in a favor.
Sure.
And there's a point where she's like, I'm already regretting keeping these secrets. Like, Bruce, what in God's name happened to this boy? He looks like he's been thrown through a thresher. And Bruce is just like, just take care of him, Leslie. Like, Alfred will explain anything. And she's like, you're leaving? He's like, I'm sorry, I have to. And he goes to see Gordon. And I kind of love this point too. And so Gordon, as he goes up earlier to the roof to flip on the bat signal, one of his like desk workers goes, "I thought you gave up those coffin sticks," as he grabs his cigarettes off the table. And you see him now, he has been sitting there, and there's like 7 or 8 just cigarette butts all there around his feet, which to me obviously means that he's just been sitting there just chain smoking.
Looked like I picked the wrong week to stop smoking.
Exactly, but waiting for Batman to show up.
Yeah.
And so he tells him, he's like, yeah, Two-Face and his stooges were there right where you told us. We pulled Watkins from the river about an hour ago. What about your partner? And Bruce tells him, I benched him for this one. Watkins' death is on my hands alone. And about that time, Gordon shows him the bat and says, wrong. Don't lie to me. This isn't Harvey Dent's blood. And that's where Batman tells him Robin's alive. And he's like, show me. You just have to trust me, Jim. He's like, if I find out otherwise, like he kind of threatens him again. And he goes, Robin's retired. You have my word. And he just kind of tells him, yeah, and I think that used to mean something kind of as Batman goes away.
Yeah.
Commissioner Gordon's upset, obviously, from what's happened there. We see Robin ends up having nightmares of just not feeling like he was kind of like good enough. And then just from the beating of Two-Face, like he wakes up like kind of screaming in the night. And Batman tells him, like, while he's still recovering, like, this is it. You're done. Like, you're not going back out there again. And that kind of crushes Robin because like that's all he's wanted to do. And he asks, like, why? Like, I thought we were partners. You said it yourself. And Bruce tells him, and you didn't listen to me. You disobeyed an order. An innocent man is dead, and you were almost killed. And Alfred interrupts him and tells him, like, that's enough. Like, you can have this conversation, but you can do it after he's healed. Like, now's not the time to do this. And
he's right, though.
He is. And Dick, like, apologized. He's like, Bruce, I'm sorry. Like, Two-Face, he tricked me. I thought I could save you both. And then Bruce just leaves and tells him, it's over, Dick. And that's it. That's where it ends there. As we see a bat signal, and it's kind of sad. As he just kind of looks out the window at the bat signal, and he asks Alfred, he goes, Alfie, like, what am I supposed to do now?
Alfie.
That's what he calls him. What am I supposed to do now? Alfred then tells us how, like, the two kind of purposely, like, they miss each other. Like, Robin makes sure to sleep in later like a normal kid so he doesn't have to run into Bruce.
Right.
And, like, vice versa. Like, Bruce is up earlier, and he's become more like grimmer in general. He's just more cold. He doesn't have time to talk. Like, he's noticing a shift already.
Well, yeah, I would think so.
Alfred also notices that, like, Robin is still pushing himself just to get better, like running, like, you know, all of his physical, like he doesn't know why, but he thinks that maybe, like, you know, pushing yourself physically kind of helps with the interior pain that he's feeling there. He goes to get a checkup at the hospital to see that he's approved. He's probably stronger than he ever was, actually, you know, before everything. The doctor signs off on it. And Mr. Freeze breaks into the hospital. His big plan here.
It's another guy I'm not real crazy about.
We can find,
as far as a villain.
Okay, we can get into some that are really good on Freeze. But Mr. Freeze's plan is
it's the Schwarzenegger thing that killed it for me.
No, yeah. I get that.
They've made it really silly.
Well, it was very campy. It's all the puns.
Sure.
But they break into the hospital and they steal all the blood. It's around Christmas time. And the reason is because Gotham's, like, blood dips or blood amount. How do you put it? Their, what do you call it? Reserves, I guess?
Yeah.
Dip a lot during the holiday season because less people donate.
Sure.
And a lot of times they need it more. So Freeze has just gone to the hospital, robbed it all, and is holding it hostage. Like, yeah, I'll give it back. Very just typical, like, good old school bad guy.
You ever try the spicy jalapeno blood dip?
I haven't. Is it good?
Yeah, it's great. Potato chips.
I wonder if vampires like it. Robin sees this and decides to, like, go after them and stop them. And which he does. It's him showing. Well, before he does that, I should say, sorry, he gets the drop on where they're headed.
So Robin, who was half dead
a couple weeks ago,
now he's fine.
Yeah, no, time has passed.
Okay,
time has passed.
All right.
But before he leaves, he goes back and he writes one last letter to Bruce.
Sure.
And we'll see what that is here in a second.
Dear Bruce. That's all he's got.
We flash back to the police station. Remember where Harvey was caught? He was locked up.
Sure.
And his lawyer comes out and goes, "Excuse me, guys, my client, he wishes to sign a confession. Like he wants to go ahead and admit to everything." So they're like, "Oh, sweet. Okay, you go get the tape recorder. Like I'll go in and deal with this then." Because they think they're going to get the confession for it.
They're not going to get a confession.
And as the detective walks in, Harvey has his head down on the desk and he's like, "I want to be forgiven. May I be unmanacled so I can write a confession?" And the guy goes, "No, we're going to go ahead and record it. Like, you don't need to write it. Don't worry about that."
Unmanacled.
And Harvey goes, "Oh." And after I went through all this trouble, and it shows his hands just bleeding and all like messed up of him like trying to get out of the handcuffs.
Yeah.
The guy comes back with a tape recorder, and there's whatever Harvey has done to his partner, it makes him sick, like what he walks in on.
Sure.
And we see then a cut to the limo of Harvey fixing the dead man's tie as he's like, "Damn shame. You think they'd pay cops a little better, to dress a little bit better than this." All right. First, let's get a change of clothes, and then we'll go ahead and celebrate after this. So Two-Face has now, with the help of his lawyer, escaped from
He
prison.
broke up.
Or from jail. Robin does sneak in. He stops Mr. Freeze. There's a point where like Freeze is blasting his gun everywhere at Robin, and he smartly like is ducking out of the way, and Freeze kind of like comes up, like he sees him climb up onto the roof, and he goes after him, and he's sitting there like just giving this long-winded speech to Robin, and he's like, "I didn't mean, I'm sorry, please don't." And like Freeze is just mad, like walking on him. He's like, "This isn't a Christmas story, boy. No happy endings for you." As he does, he realizes that what he's walking on has been made weak from him, like the freeze ray of everything. And he's just like, and he drops through the roof and he just crashes through. And Robin is able to tie up Mr. Freeze.
So that's just Robin getting lucky.
It's Robin being smart.
Is it? He stood there and waited for a dude to fall through the ceiling.
I would say he planned him, like he purposely did the go around to. Okay. Okay. Anyway, I would.
Maybe.
I would.
Maybe.
I do love he puts a Post-it note on Mr. Freeze that just says "bad guy" on it for when the cops get there.
Okay.
But we got to hold it right there, punk. No one move. And he goes, "You can relax, Commissioner Gordon." And he turns around. "It's me, that 12-year-old kid that you hate." Gordon
like
goes,
he didn't know who it was to begin with.
Well, he just saw the back of him. Well,
it's another 12-year-old.
Yeah, Gordon's like, "Damn it, son, I could have shot you." And Robin goes, "Wouldn't be the first time." So, I think he might have gotten shot by Commissioner Gordon then.
Okay.
Dark Victory.
All right.
Maybe we should have covered Dark Victory.
Maybe that's why he's so angry if the kid gets hurt.
Maybe that too.
Yeah.
Somebody if you've read Dark Victory, give me. I need to. I've read Long Halloween. I need to read the sequel.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's like, he tells him that's not very funny, but glad to have you back, because he tells him, or Robin tells like where the blood is, and
I keep it all in my body, Commissioner.
All my blood's in my body.
All my blood is in here. It's crazy to think about that, huh?
That's great, Robin. Where's the blood that he stole?
Oh, that blood. I don't know.
Yeah. He tells him though, Captain Gordon. This is before his
Captain Gordon.
Yeah, my bad. I don't know you.
Love his fish sticks.
He goes, "I know you don't like me, but I wanted to say that it's been a real honor working with you, sir." And he tells him, he's like, "I like you just fine. I just worry about the kinds of trouble your mutual friend and the cow kind of lead you into. Like, it's nothing against you, kid. It's just the fact that he thinks it's okay to fight his,
he just is
all
saying
valid points.
This is a kid. He shouldn't be out there fighting men's battles and all of this stuff."
And Robin tells him, "Well, that's okay, because I'm out of the vigilante business." And he's like, our commissioner, Mr. Freeze goes, I'm sorry, let me do this. Robin tells Captain Gordon, "I'm out of the vigilante business."
Right.
And Gordon goes, "Good for you, kid. You don't need this garbage." To which Mr. Freeze says, "How touching." And you see Gordon walk by and he's crumpled up some paper and just shoved it in Victor Freeze's mouth to like shut him up. We then see Robin kind of goes through.
God dang, look at that Batmobile.
Screep. Batman shows up from out looking for Two-Face. And he's like, "Alfred?" And that's where Alfred tells him like he's gone. And we get to see a little bit of Robin is going through and he's like throwing away all of his Robin gear.
Mm-hmm.
He tosses his mask, his utility belt into like a barrel fire that they're keeping warm with, all of this stuff. and he's just kind of walking the streets. But we also get the letter that he wrote to Bruce there. And he's like, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do if I'm not allowed to help you anymore. Alfred doesn't need to worry about entertaining me and taking care of you too. You don't need a partner and you don't need a son. I'm sorry I failed you. I won't forget everything you've given me. And
that's the last time we saw Robin.
And that's it.
That's all.
That's our episode.
The end.
And he goes, thanks for teaching me how to stay strong or how to be strong, Dick. And Alfred looks at Batman and goes, have you nothing to say to this? And that's where he tells him Harvey didn't escape tonight. And we see Robin looking at the TV of all the news that Harvey's escaped. And these local street youths, all dressed in black, decide to pick a fight with him, to which he ends up beating all of them. And we see this guy named Shriek, is one of them, Shrike, or Shrike? Shrike. We see this guy named Shrike kind of come out of the darkness there, very impressed by Robin's skill. And he tells him, I don't usually take on new pupils this late in the semester, but I think I'm going to make an exception for you. And that is where we end our story, getting into the last part of here in book 4. So we see,
first kid, put on these pixie shoes.
We see Shriek. It comes full circle back to how we started the book, except it's on the opposite side of the glass.
That's true. Yeah.
And he is meeting with Minetti, and he tells him, like, listen carefully. If you use the word contract or hit again, I'm going to come through this glass. Just know, like, we have a deal. Like, I'm going to take care of Two-Face.
Yikes, Mr. Shriek.
So Minetti has set up, since Two-Face hasn't come and, like, bailed him out, he's hired, we find out that Shrike hears from the League of Assassins, and he's hired him to get to take out Two-Face.
Gotcha.
So he gets the money from Minetti's nephew and any information he would need to help take out Two-Face there. The manhunt for Two-Face continues. We see Batman go and visit Joker, who this is supposed to be. He's not in makeup, but I'm assuming because of the hair, the way he's laughing,
sure.
Like, no name's given. This is who it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's green hair.
Yeah, and he essentially tells him, like, I don't know where he's going. Like, Batman says, well, he's taken almost all your crew. And that's where he goes, just the Gilhooey twins. You know, Harvey Kins is only interested in match sets. He's crazy like that.
The Gilhooey twins.
Yeah. And so Batman tells him, guards, I'm finished here. And Joker's about to, like, bash him over the head with the chair that's there. And Batman, without turning, says, don't even try it. And as he opens, he goes, he unbolted his chair. He loses furniture privilege too. And Joker's just like, it took me 3 weeks. I had to swallow the nuts. Don't ask me what I did with the bolt. Like, he's kind of, but he goes, I heard what Harvey did to that little birdie bats. What a gut buster. When you catch old Double Trouble, remind him of something for me, will you? I called dibs first, is what he essentially kind of tells him as he leans off, or I called first dibs. So it is. Name's unknown. Patient must wear,
sure.
It's got to be Joker. Alfred is calling the circus just to see if Robin might have shown back up.
Sure. I mean, you got to cover all your bases. The circus.
Well, he was a part of the Flying Graysons. Remember
the morgue.
The trapeze act, though. So he's calling the circus, and no Robin has shown up there.
The fill-in station with the 8-liners.
Yeah, exactly. We find out that Robin's been fighting it up with some other kids as the League of Assassins has like a little hit squad of teenagers.
All right.
Just vigilantes. Shrike then tells them, all right, it's time for your final test. This is like the Gotham Museum.
So he's putting together an assassin group of children?
Yep.
Okay.
And he tells them, like, this is where they keep a lot of valuables. Break in here without getting undetected into this records room to steal something. Like, this is your final test.
Maybe some records.
One of the guys that are there goes to kill one of the guards, and Robin stops him and tells him, no, like, we don't kill people, which is a Batman thing. But still, so they're able to break in, and once they get to the records room, they're like, huh? They realize that Shrike is already there. And he's like, this wasn't the test. Your test is actually to take out Harvey Dent here. And to find a way out undetected, like you found a way in. And he pulls the fire alarm, and they all leave. That's where Batman finds out that there's a museum heist, but that nothing was taken. Where is it at here? Oh, we find out, Harvey, while he's on the run, has taken hiding in just other rich people's homes and, like, you know, kidnapped them, and him and his associates are just sitting there with a play. It's some, I don't remember who this is. They're called the Hennessy's, but it's some Gotham elite.
Okay.
And so he has them kind of like, you know, just tied up and their mouths taped.
It's not the Goober Smack twins.
It's not the Goober Smack twins. and he's just kind of living there, making it his like, safe house. His dogs start going crazy outside, and he doesn't know why.
Wolf.
And it's because
Wolf.
Robin, dressed up in all black with
Wolf.
his League of Vengeance assassin killing squad.
Boy, that just rolls right off the tongue there.
I didn't know what to call him. Is up in a tree with a dog whistle to kind of like drive the dogs crazy.
Gotcha.
And that's where he's like, Romulus, Remus, what in the world's going on out here?
Romulus and Remus.
Yeah. And he tells them to heal, and they don't listen. So Two-Face shoots the dogs. He's like, fine. He's like, I don't know what's up with them, but I hate because one of his guys goes, I don't know what happened. They might have been rabid. And that's when he hears that, and he just goes, boom, boom, and takes them both out.
Wow.
And he's like, you shouldn't have said that to me. I love those dogs. And he just like turns around and walks back in. And like all the henchmen are just like, what just happened? Like for him to take them out.
Yeah.
Robin's a little shook because the one was like, oh, the dog whistle's a great idea. And Robin's like, yeah, but they were just supposed to be like put up, not killed. Like that's not my intent there with this either. Just to show you just kind of how off like Two-Face is. But we then get a scene of like the guys breaking all through the house and taking out all of Two-Face's other henchmen until they go to capture Two-Face, except some like Two-Face expected somebody might be after him. So he had Mr. Hennessy in his bed in place, and he pulls a gun on one of the kids there with Robin. Robin is under a fake name this whole time. He goes by Freddy. He didn't tell him his real name. So
Freddy
that's
Spaghetti.
So one of the guys is like, Freddy. He's like, I should just, let your friend go here, huh? Should I, Freddy? Or should I let, take care of both of you? And he goes, what's the matter, Freddy? Don't you want to play? We can make some side bets on this.
Yeah.
And Robin just looks at him and goes, no, he doesn't want to play. Like he's already been down this road. And Two-Face goes, huh? And so Robin tells him, I don't want to play. And that pisses off Two-Face because he's like, everybody wants to play. And he takes the gun off the guy that he has there and starts shooting at Robin then instead, just kind of manically,
right?
Just spray shotting. And it's enough for Robin to sneak up behind him and kind of knock him over the head and knock him to the ground with the 2x4. And he picks up the gun from Two-Face and he points it at him. And Two-Face tells him to go ahead. And instead, Robin throws the gun out the window and takes off running. And that's where Two-Face is like, brat, dead brat. We see then that Robin has gone back to the Batcave and he's writing Bruce one more letter. And he tells him, like, I found Harvey Dent, but I lost him again. Like, you're not the only one looking for him. There's a guy named Shrike and he's running a school for killers, kids my age. He calls it a Vengeance Academy. I kind of got in over my head. I'm going back there because he's got some kind of lead on Dent. Like, but he knows, like Robin knows that he's in over his head, but he feels the only way he can do something and try to get after Harvey Dent.
Sure.
So he's going back and he's like, Alfred catches him though and tells him like, I'm relieved to see that you're alive. Like that's the biggest thing that I'm thankful to see. And he tells him like, Robin tells Alfred, I've made so many mistakes. Like I almost made a big one tonight. And he goes, but you've done nothing wrong. And Robin tells him, I almost killed a guy. I could have done it. And Alfred tells him, but you didn't.
Probably should have done it.
Probably should have. But Alfred tells him, but you didn't. But Dick was like, but I was so close, Alfred. It was right there. And I can't stay here. And he's like, make sure Bruce gets the note. And he just leaves. When he goes back to the League of Vengeance, they have found a picture that he had in his stuff of him and his family. And they ask him, what's your real name, Freddy? Because you told us your family you didn't know them. Obviously, you're lying to us.
Freddy.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
We then see them trying to figure out who Robin actually is. And we see Two-Face figuring out that Manetti sold him out to the League. And that's why they were all there trying to hunt him down. So Two-Face goes and takes out Manetti in prison. He has him like shanked in prison.
Yeah.
And he takes out his nephew out in a strip club. So he's kind of like tying up all the loose ends too. And now he's going to go kill Shriek then, who has a bounty on his head.
Sure.
Robin won't tell Shriek anything about him. He just keeps telling him like, I'll ask you one more time. Who are you? And finally he just answers Robin. And then Batman steps out of the shadows and goes, his name's Robin. And he's my partner. And Batman and Shriek end up fighting. And and one of the other kids like goes to fight Robin, and Robin gives him a nice little kick to the gut to stop him. And the other guy like hunched over is like, guys, why don't y'all do something about it? Help. And the other ones are looking like, yeah, no, we don't want to mess with this. And he calls them cowards as the rest of the Vengeance Academy runs away. A fight ensues between Batman and Shriek as Harvey Dent shows up because he's hunting down the League because they have a hit on him, and he realizes, I can kill both Batman and Shriek now. So lucky day for me. He tells his Lewis, who's his attorney the whole time, like, come on, let's get them both down. And Lewis just will not let go of the trigger. And he's like, short burst, Lewis. Like this, moron. And he turns and he shoots Lewis to show him.
Sure.
And Lewis falls over dead. And Harvey just goes, damn, I had him on retainer. Like, it's kind of like Harvey is kind of like your Joker here.
Yeah, Harvey is a true psychopath here.
Yeah. And that's where he's like, the rodent, as Robin and Shriek are fighting up there, and he goes, this is all your fault, Freddy. As he slips off, as he's been stabbed by his own petard. Is that how it goes? However it goes. Anyway, hoisted by his own petard. But Shriek has, in all the battle, has been stabbed by his own knife. So we're calling
Robin now a petard?
No, he's still Robin.
Oh, okay.
He's been stabbed by his own knife, and it causes him to tumble off the stuff above, down below. The stuff above, down below.
Stuff above, down below.
But he ends up killing himself by being stabbed through his own knife. Sure. Robin, as he notices Harvey Dent shooting up at Batman, Robin comes down, gives a double stomp right to Harvey's back, as Harvey just takes off running and says, we'll do this again when the odds are in my favor more. And he just kind of retreats. Robin helps take Batman back to the Batcave to get him all healed up. And Bruce kind of forgives like Robin for all this. Like, I'm sorry about all this and everything that happened. And he goes, there's work to be done. Two-Face is still out there. And he asks, you still want me to be Robin? And Batman tells him, with the conditions, the same as before, I want you to be a good soldier. And Robin says, what does that mean? And he goes, you swore it oath to me once. If you put the costume on, you'll honor those words and to the letter and never again question my orders. And Robin just tells him, even if it means watching you die? And Batman tells him, yes, without hesitation. And so Robin kind of looks at Alfred and goes, Alfie? And Alfred tells him, the decision's all yours alone, Master Richard. You could very well walk away from this crusade and spend your life on half of your pursuits. And then he stops him. Robin stops him and goes, or I could do some good. Somebody's got to help him. As he puts back on the Robin costume. Mm-hmm. And it's them back out hunting down Two-Face again. Because he goes, like, somebody's got to help him. Might as well be me.
Shows his crotch to Two-Face.
It does. It ends with like it's the two of them back on like talking to Commissioner Gordon,
right?
And he's talking about how like, all right, I can quit smoking since you guys have kind of like put a dent into crime so much. And his daughter Barbara, Barbara shows up and is like, Dad, come on, are you ready to go? And Robin kind of looks at her and like gets like kind of distracted a bit. And Gordon looks back and goes, not on your life, Boy Wonder. Which is kind of alluding to because Nightwing does eventually like him and Barbara Gordon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just alluding to that. It ends with another Alfred kind of journal, but he gets
tucked into bed.
He does. The one kid who escaped,
stupid Robin,
who escaped, goes back and is meeting with Talia al Ghul from the League of Assassins. But Robin is back to being Robin, and everything is all good and all safe and sound there at the Batcave.
How sweet.
That does it for Robin Year One as the first of our Batman stories. But don't worry, on Wednesday...
That didn't really change my mind.
Okay, fine. Don't worry, on Wednesday...
You did a great job, but...
It's a really good story. I condensed it, and it's not the whole book, but I would say that Robin Year One is one that I read through and I enjoyed a lot. So I enjoyed it as a story. Mike, maybe
it was a good story. I mean, it's just
I don't
got this useless kid in it.
I don't think you're gonna like our Jason Todd one.
It's okay. I want to be well informed before I make my final decision.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
So on Wednesday, what we have coming up this week
It
is
just has to be so hard to try to do that like in a movie.
Yeah, Robin starts a camp for poor kids on Wednesday.
Wonderful.
You get to look into that. Camp Robin, he calls it.
Yeah,
He flags
Camp Robin.
a flag of his face over it.
Yeah.
So that's what we have on our World's Finest Wednesday is more
I
silly
can't wait.
Robin to counteract with this. But thank you guys, as always, for taking the time out to watch, to listen, to comment, everything. We appreciate it so much. I can't thank you guys enough.
Is it Rockin Robin Summer?
It's a red hot Rockin
Red
Robin
hot
Summer.
Rockin Robin Summer.
Get
Yeah.
ready for it.
Okay.
And you got more of that coming to you.
I'm ready.
As always, thank you guys. And
Special appearance by Smash Mouth.
Until next time. Oh, make sure to check out all the other great shows on the Rogue Media Network family of podcasts.
This is RogueMediaNetwork.com, Batman.
And until next time, stay safe, everybody.
Hey, golly gun.
Pros and heroes. Gonna tell you about pros and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.